I think that all of us should stop fucking buying all that shit. We should all be banned. So if you're banning people who are on welfare from sodas and, you know, candy and other kinds of snacks, then does that mean you're going to let them go to a healthy food store and you're going to give them discounts on that? So that means you're going to let poor people have access to actual organic foods?
All I got to say to y'all dumbasses that voted for Trump, not being woke got your ass broke. I do a segment on all my political videos called Politicking While Black. That simply means I want you, the audience, to leave in the comment section, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or the podcast, a grievance that you have while being black. And if you're some of my brothers and sisters that are non-minorities, I want you to leave a comment similar to Politicking While Black, but for y'all, we're going to call it Politicking While Under MAGA Control. And for me, the one of the day for me, Politicking While Black, is when me and my family show up to a white folks' house for dinner. And they asses got fried chicken and watermelon for us. And I mean, they have a heaping serving of fried damn chicken. And then they got every flavor of watermelon you can think of. Red watermelon, seedless watermelon, yellow watermelon. That's what I'm politicking today while being black. Let me know what you guys are politicking on today. In this video, we're going to cover this bull jive in Texas for having food stamps, not being able to get the cheaper foods. I mean, I agree with the merit, but I don't agree with how they're doing it. We'll discuss that. Trump juiced the markets yesterday, gave a signal to rich people. Jump in and I'm going to get you rich. We'll discuss that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is literally trying to ban Black history in an attempt to stroke white guilt. We'll jump into all that. Not being woke got you broke. T-shirt is in my store right now. Go to shoplifegains.com. Grab you about 30 of these joints and give some to your friends who were MAGA triple Trumpers and now decided that being woke will keep me from being broke. Wear the T-shirt and let folks know being woke got you educated and not being woke got their asses broke. Link in description, shoplifegains.com. This video starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
You're going to do that. So that means they get organic fruits, and because a lot of these poor people live in food deserts where there's like very insufficient grocery stores, right? Only liquor stores and bullshit. So you're actually going to, or are you starving them out because that's all they eat? So we just want to know. I hope that, you know, they can come to a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's or wherever health food store or Sprouts. They can come in and get discounts. That'd be cool to see a bunch of brown people healthy as shit, right? You don't want that. I don't know if you want that. But I'm just wondering. You guys let me know. Texas is about to pass a law that says that people on food stamps, they can't buy like sodas, snacks, you know, they can't buy junk food pretty much. First of all, maybe they should be banning any of us from buying sodas and snacks and shit like that because our country is fat as fuck, you know. But to target people who are on food stamps, which I think would be mainly poor whites, because more whites are on food stamps than black people. You thought I was going to say, well, they're just trying to get black people. Oh, no, they're going to get whites big time, because more of you are on food stamps than we are. We're just the poster children. Anything poor, black people are the poster children for, which is crazy because there's poor people in every fucking race. You know, you're just targeting poor people and shit, especially brown people. You know, anytime they do shit like that, you know they trying to do some shit to brown people, but they don't understand their poor whites are going to be mad as hell. I think they might do that on purpose, so they'll piss off the poor whites, so then the poor whites will blame the brown people, even though it's the rich whites that are fucking them in the ass. Maybe. I think that's how the cycle goes. You know, like the Lyndon Baines Johnson thing. How in the world, LBJ, how do you get poor white people to actually vote for you? Well, I just tell them they're not niggers. That's what I tell them. You can have a man vote for you while you're picking his pocket at the same time.
Shout out to the big homie Godfrey for that video. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Politics of Being Black in America. Same thing on the TikTok. And if you're on TikTok, go to YouTube, subscribe. You're on YouTube, go to TikTok, subscribe. Folks, Michelle Obama, when she was when she was first lady, she lobbied for healthy foods. She lobbied to get cleaner foods in schools. And you know what the Republicans said? They said that she was being a nanny. They said that she was restricting their rights. They said, fuck off, Michelle. If we want our double cheeseburgers with ham and grease in between two soft Krispy Kreme donut buns, we want it. And now they want to ban people from being able to get junk food in Texas, trying to set a precedence to go anywhere else. Here's the problem. Instead of banning junk food, why not take your asses and go after the corporations that put all the junk into junk food, making the food unquality, making the food cancer causing? Why don't you use some of this energy and do that? The other thing that bothers me about this is the very people this is about to affect in mass number, the white people, they the MFers that voted for this. It's like white folks that keep voting MAGA and always vote against their interests have Stockholm syndrome. They are delusional about if they work hard, they'll be rich, when they don't understand that the very government they hate so bad is leveraging a position to help corporations and not them. The name of the bill is Senate Bill 379 is what it's named. And it is trying to, in essence, get rid of the junk food and not do anything to replace it with a healthier alternative. And a lot of the reasons why poor folks get junk food is because it's cheaper. If you really wanted to help the poor, and this wasn't just an attack on the poor, because we know it is, you could do something where they get a bigger discount on the healthy food, bringing their costs down. There was a study done by the Journal of Community Health, which reported that compared to buying junk food versus healthy food, the cost of the junk food is 2 times less than the healthy food. I mean, you go to the cheapest groceries you can think of. I think of Aldi, I think of Lidl's. A bag of organic apples is like $3.99. You damn near can get a 2-for-1 deal on potato chips to get the same thing. No, it's not healthy for your body, but the problem still exists that it costs too much. And so if you really wanted to do something about it, why don't you just take your asses in there, fix it so that there can be more money for these folks to get healthy food, and if you don't want to do it in that way, why not go to these corporations that you love and say, people that are using food stamps, give them a discount on the healthy food, and we'll throw you a kickback as the government to help with the crisis. That would help versus what you're trying to do. Post your comments, let me know what you guys think. If you're in Texas, it's not too late to stand up. This is not an official bill just yet. It's something they're trying to push. Call your representatives, call your local folks, call whoever your state senator is. Call this guy right here, Senator Mays Middleton of Galveston, no doubt, place that's highly black, and let them know that this is bull job unless you're going to do it right. Next story, Donald Trump juicing the markets. Take a look at this.
I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir.
So what happened yesterday, early in the morning, on his Truth Social, Donald Trump gets out there and tells people this is a great time to buy stocks. Many Democrats and folks who are in business just like me felt like that was a dog whistle. And ladies and gentlemen, don't you know, by 1 o'clock, the Trump administration announced a 90-day pause, reducing tariffs to 10% for all countries except China. I'm laughing because this shit is telegraphed. We should be calling Trump transactional, transparent Trump. 3T. And I'm not talking about Michael Jackson's little nephews, because he basically told people what was going on. And when that happened, ladies and gentlemen, it sent the S&P up 8%. And then it sent the NASDAQ up 12%, which was one of the most significant single day highs ever. And you got folks out here like Adam Schiff and other prominent Democrats, Tim Kaine, Tina Smith, complaining that this is insider trading. And I do agree. And you don't think that Trump told the MFers on the inside what he was going to do? And see, what had happened was the night before, the bond market was in the shitter. And so what many rich people do, they'll take money out of growth and tech names and put it in the bonds to get the secure money. So what happens when the bonds go down? They'll take that money out and put it back in the tech. Well, they couldn't do either one because bonds was down, the stock market was down. So Trump had some damn phone calls with somebody. As you see that video I just showed you when he was giving that damn speech, that was a dog whistle. And I do believe it was insider trading. Here's the problem. Who's going to do something about it? These very Democrats that are complaining, they are powerless to do anything. The only people that can help do something is us, the American voter. You've got to flood your Congress people's phone numbers, especially you MAGA folks that are turning, because that's what's going to make them feel the pain. Democrats calling, it helps, but it's not going to make them feel the pain as it would be if you MAGA folks that voted for him this time, you triple Trumpers, you Trumpers that voted 3 times after he showed you his ass. You're the ones that need to make the call, because that could flip this tide, because it was some damn insider trading. I don't give a damn what they say. They knew this was coming and they got ready for it. Last story we're going to cover is him trying to erase Black history. Take a look at this.
Welcome back to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. President Trump taking aim at the Smithsonian Museum, saying that some of the exhibits and stories told are anti-American. He threatens to pull funding for what he calls the promotion of divisive, race-centered ideology. Joining us now is Dr. Omekongo Dibinga with Upstander International. He's also a political science professor at American University. Dr. Dibinga, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Thanks for having me.
You hear the president say that history, or part of history, which I look at as Black history,
Yes.
is divisive. What's your reaction to the steps that the president has taken with this latest executive order?
It's very frustrating. And if you look at even his first term, when you look at the launching of the African American Museum, which became the most popular museum at the time, he toured the museum with then head of the African American Museum, Lonnie Bunch, said it's a great job, great people doing incredible things. And now they're calling him a partisan Democrat now because he runs the entire Smithsonian Institution now. They're saying his book is garbage, he's trash, and that this museum is promoting anti-American ideology. And so it's very frustrating. We already knew that he had racist ideas. Many people call him racist within itself because of his policies, but now he's going full steam ahead with things that he didn't do in his first term.
To go full steam ahead, is this to make certain segments of the population feel better? Because some say it's not going to affect their bottom line. It's not going to bring down the prices of groceries. It's not going to help them live better lives financially. What is this move about?
This isn't doing anything for groceries or anybody's economy. This is about the Trump administration ending soft power. When you look at things like the State Department's International Visitors Leadership Program, where they would bring in people from overseas who are journalists and politicians, scrapping programs like that. You look at USAID. People come from across the world to visit all of the Smithsonian museums. It's part of what promotes American values more than anything else, but people aren't going to come here to see that because he wants to shut down the parts of the museum that don't represent American ideology. This is a president who fundamentally does not believe in the concept of soft power, and and he wants to get rid of anything that's doing that, and he's using racist ideas and ideology in his methods of doing it.
What disturbs you the most, or what catches your attention the most about this?
The way that they're talking about, we want to get rid of anything that doesn't represent real America, true America. What is that? How do you want to define that? Because most of us who are reading it means anything that doesn't represent white Christian manhood has to go. And that includes stories that celebrate white women as well. I believe that they want to get rid of all of that. And so we're just looking at ways for them to continually exclude everything that makes up what America is. You know, Julian Bond said, if you take the letters of America, it spells out I am race. Right, if you switch it around, because race is at the heart of everything that has happened in this country. It's a story that needs to be told. It makes up America. You
talk about a story that needs to be told. Moving forward, should the story continue to be told at kitchen table discussions and in the classrooms? Moving forward, what should be done?
Well, when it comes to the kitchen table, I would say it needs to actually start, because some kitchen tables don't have this conversation. We need to continue to make America as good as it's promised for everybody. And that means schools, universities, corporations, government groups. Everyone needs to have this talk, because it makes America stronger when we understand our history, because when we understand the lessons of the history, we're not going to repeat them again. That makes America better.
Folks, white people get mad if you tell them get rid of the Confederate flag. White people get mad if you tell them to pull up these damn Confederate soldiers from in front of courthouses and national buildings. Now, mind you, there is no comparison in Black history and Confederate history in terms of putting this shit up at the courthouses and in public. Because who lost the war? The traitors to this country were the Confederates. So to run around here flying that damn flag, you're basically saying, number one, you wanted to keep slavery, the thing that y'all tried to deny happened. And number two, you're comfortable with knowing that those people fought to keep folks like me in slavery, and you're comfortable with it. And so now Trump has signed this bull job executive order. What's the name of it? He signed it on March 22nd. Executive Order 14253, and it's targeting improper ideology. But listen to this, y'all. Listen to the name of this bull job. Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. God. I'm laughing because I'm in so much pain. I'm laughing because this is some straight bull job. Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. If we really plan to do that, your ass need to be impeached. The people you freed from the riots on January 9th need to be back in jail. That would be really restoring history. But basically what they're trying to do is whitewash history. And so now they've made J.D. Vance a member of the Smithsonian Board of Regents. And it is his job to identify things that he feels like are improper ideology. What is that ideology? White males, white identity. And it bothers me that you have women voting MAGA, because as much as we talk about how things hurt minorities, this shit hurts women too. Women, have you forgotten you used to couldn't vote? Have you forgotten you used to couldn't even get a credit card without your husband signing off on it? And so to go further into what he's trying to do, he's number one trying to restrict funding to places like the Smithsonian and other museums, the National Museum of African American History. You might as well just try to shut that shit down, because that's what they want to do. And any other, and then he's trying to restore monuments that basically are Civil War relics, showing that the Confederacy was there. And for those of y'all that don't know, I live in North Carolina. Under Biden, we had gotten rid of the name Fort Bragg, which was a Confederate soldier, a failed Confederate soldier. And Trump done got back in here and named it Fort Bragg after Private Bragg. And I'm sure that the MAGA folks don't even know it. And unless you keep up with politics and history, you probably never knew that Fort Bragg had got changed the name to Fort Freedom, which is what we really should have the name anyway. But now they've got it as Fort Bragg, who was a private in the 1920s, not the original guy, but still, same difference. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just abhorrent. It's just abhorrent. And it strokes white guilt. It's a ploy so that young people don't have to listen to the horrors of what this country did to some of its citizens that are brown. And it's another way that they feel like they can win Republicans over, because if you hide what really happened, then people are not going to have sympathy, especially young people. Young people, when they're in school, they are as innocent as it comes. And their first mindset is to have sympathy and apathy. And if they grow up knowing that their white forefathers and grandfathers done this bull job, they would have sympathy for us, most likely become Democrats, meaning that they would be highly educated, woke, and not broke, and vote for the things that can help us. At one point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I was against reparations because I felt like it would be too hard to do. But now, after having to live through Trump twice and seeing how he's pushed the balance of this country from center to the farthest of right, I mean, this fucker is so far right, you might land your ass on Mars if you keep flying. That I believe in reparations now, because we can do whatever the hell we want to do. Look at what Trump is doing. I've never in my life seen so many executive orders. And when Obama signed 5 executive orders, they was talking about he was overstepping his bounds. And then on top of that, the Supreme Court is backing up some of this shit. And the more he releases, the less of this stuff the Supreme Court and any other court is going to have time to deal with. So it sits. So again, ladies and gentlemen, my call to action for you all: get out here, call your local and state representatives and your federal representatives. Show up to town hall meetings. Support by giving money to the different organizations that fight this bull job. You've got the NAACP. You've got the Coalition for the Congressional Black Caucus. You have legal funds that are fighting this stuff in court. Find those out, ladies and gentlemen, with a quick Google search or ChatGPT search, and fight. I was going to quit doing political videos, but I said enough is enough. And here I am, I'm back. Please spread my message. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this racist BS. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'm out.